Hey y'all, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for tuning in yet one more time to our segment. You all know I am Jewel Wilson Murphy, here with our favorite media personality, none other than All Photos Considered. Have you made your appointments yet? Don't forget, All Photos Considered will give you 10% off your photo of media need if you mention me, Jewel Wilson Murphy. So I am so glad that you are here, and I hope that you did what I asked you to do last week as we celebrate National Support Your Black Business Month. So I want to talk about that just for a few seconds, as I was able to support 2 black businesses, and I talked to you guys last week about what I thought was a good idea. If you had an experience that you weren't happy with when you were supporting black businesses, well, I had the opportunity to experience just what I talked about. I went into an establishment on the weekend and I wasn't really pleased with the service that I got, and guess what? I addressed it, and the owners of the establishment was very happy that I did address it. And based on their response, both owners called me out and spoke to me, and based on their response, I will definitely support them again. So I think it's important that we do what I suggested, which is if we're not happy, that we need to tell on it. Y'all know what I tell you all the time: secrets keep you sick. But if you shout it loud enough, the whispers won't hurt. So I don't whisper about my experience. I shouted it loud enough. I let them know what the service was like when I was there. I gave them kudos for what I liked about it, and I gave them information about what I didn't like about it. So I'm grateful for that. And then I told you also that I would be going to a chiropractor for the first time in my life. You guys are journeying with me on a lot of firsts. Of course, the first time I ever did a YouTube channel, you guys are journeying with me on that. My first cruise, you're journeying with me on that. And then I went to the chiropractor, Dr. McPherson, Black-owned establishment. Remember, this is National Support Your Black Business Month. I told y'all no bloopers. I might mess up a few things, but I'm gonna come back and correct it. So Dr. McPherson, chiropractor, I went there. My daughter-in-law referred me to him, and my back is much better. Monday and Tuesday, the weekend, I told my grands and my sons that my back was broke, but I'm able to walk. I can get out of bed normal now, as I was scooting out of the bed because my back was hurting so much. So it's still August. You will see this on August still. So you have a few more days to find a black-owned business and support them as we continue celebration of National Support Your Black Business Month. And don't forget, All Photos Considered is a black-owned business. Okay, so now we talked about that, and I want to talk about what we just experienced this week. You all know on Tuesday, we went to the polls. We had a lot of different conversations. I had several conversations with several people about their position about voting. And this is just some information. We're just going to chit and we're going to chat. And you all are going to comment prayerfully below about what you think about this segment. So some people went to the polls. I took my grand princess with me, Imani. She didn't really want to participate, but at the end of the day, she called me and said, "Dia, who did you vote for?" So she wasn't interested in going, but once we got there, I guess later in the day, she thought about it and it was interesting to her. So this is what I want to know. I want to know this question. I need you all to, in order to chit and chat, you got to talk back to me. And so I'm asking you, please comment below what you think. You can go back to the very first segment and tell me what you thought about that. We talked about co-parenting. We talked about mental health. We talked about a whole lot of things. You guys saw my experience on the cruise. Talk to me about that. Comment. That's how you talk to me. So I need your dialogue. And so today I want to know, is voting, or is this a hang up or a habit? Is this a hang up or a habit? I believe that I think, my opinion says that we should utilize our right to vote. So is voting, the question is it a hang up or a habit? Because you know we're talking about hurts, hang-ups, and habits. I think if we don't vote, it hurts us. I think that sometimes we get hung up on not voting because of things of the past or things in our mind. I also think that it can be a habit if we do it consistently. So today I think I'm going to kind of lay my hat on the hang up. Well, a lot of times we think that our votes don't count. Sometimes we think it doesn't really matter. You think sometimes that maybe it's a fixed voting system. So again, I need to read your comments. I would love to read your comments about this segment. Here's some reasons that people believe or why we should vote. Like I just said, our votes matter. Our votes count. Voting can make you feel like Superman just for that day because we're fighting for justice, we're fighting for truth, we're fighting for America, for the American way. Now, some of us don't really like the way America is going right now, but our voice and our votes matter. So you want to be Superman or Superwoman? Vote. Your votes do count. You want to vote for what you believe is right. You want to vote for the things that are important to you. Elections do have consequences. We may not like the consequences, but if we're voting, we help determine those consequences. Every choice we make, there's a consequence, a good consequence, a bad consequence. Voting is an opportunity for change. We know sometimes we don't like change, but we look at the way things are going now. Some believe that things are great and grand the way things are going as it relates to the leadership that we have. Some think that we need a change. So the only way you can really make a difference is vote. Remember, our votes matter. Our votes count. Our community depends on our voice and our vote. We build our nation with the votes. The votes that we make, it builds our nation. Not voting really gives up your voice. You give your voice away. You give your power away. So I believe today the habit that we should implement is to start voting if we don't vote. If we do vote, continue to vote. Remember, voting is coming up again on November 8th, 2022. Remember that our votes count. They matter. Our community depends on it. We need to speak up. We need to speak out on the things that matter to us. If you want information about the candidates, if you want to know where your precincts are, if you want to know anything about voting or the election, contact your local county voter registration office. That information will be down in the link below. And I just think that it's so important to hear you tell me what you think about this segment. Remember, every Monday we drop a new segment. We're looking for your subscription. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. If you've subscribed already, please share it with someone else. We did not meet our goal this week, and we may not meet 300, but every subscription, just like every vote, matters. So remember, we will be here Monday. We are excited that you will be here with us, and we thank you so much for being with us on this segment of Jewel Wilson Murphy. And we are with All Photos Considered. Don't forget, 10% off if you mention my name. Have a great day.